Hey, it's Shelly Rose May, Art by the Métis Mama from Rocky Mountain House, Alberta, Canada. And I am doing a video share of some of the art I have available for sale if anyone's interested. I do have PayPal for international customers and e-transfer for Canadians. You can use PayPal as well if you're in Canada. But I'm a little bit winded because I just had to run up the stairs. This is my take 2 of this video. Does that ever happen to you guys? You're right in the middle of starting a video and then the doorbell rings or something? So annoying. You never get anybody that comes to your door, and then when you're starting a video, then somebody comes knocking. So this is take 2. Catch my breath. All right, so some of the things that I have available. Let's start with these 3 small mixed media paintings that I did recently. I did 4. I sold 1. So these are the other 2. So the first one is this one, and I just used tea tags. So these ones are Buddha tea, and the other one that I sold was actually a traditional medicinal tea tag. So this one says, "There will be an answer, let it be." Okay, my stamp on the back. And then this one says, "You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one." And then this one is "Effin' perfect spirit." And then up here it says, "Knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens." Okay, so we have those 3. I have flip throughs of these on one of my other videos, but I do have 2 large junk journals left. I'm working on more. I'm always working on more. And as I complete them, I do video shares if I get a chance to before they get sold. So you can go to those videos. I believe it's the video before this that has the flip throughs. So these are available. I have a variety of ephemera packs if you like junk journaling and you want some more stuff to journal with. I have some ephemera packs, so you can check those out. I actually sold a lot of stuff yesterday and the day before, so I'm really getting low. I have to replenish again. I'm super grateful for that. I have 2 notebooks left only. These are my last 2, Sacred and Blooming. And they're just white pages. I call them doodle notebooks. So I got 2 of those. These are my last of earrings that I have left. I'm making more. I don't know if I'll be able to get these beads again because I thrifted them. So the next batch of earrings will be more like this style here, because I have tons of these wooden things left, wooden discs. So I'll be making more of this style. And this picture is from a book that, you know, a lot of books end up in the trash, so I don't have guilt when I go through books and tear them up, because most of my books I rescue from the library recycle bin now, but also from the thrift stores, also from the free little libraries, and people give me books. Yeah, I just get them from different places, and they're usually already damaged, so I take out some of the nice pictures that I like and reuse them. So these ones are called recieve. Recieve means duck in Cree, which was my mom's first language. It's a language I continue to try to keep learning myself. And yeah, those ones are available. Then I have these ones with my cedar spirit doll. That's a Métis cedar spirit doll on there. And just got a little feather dangle there. And these ones are a little bit different. They're collaged. And that's the back side. They're collaged front and back. Okay, so those are my last 4 earrings. I do have a few cards. left. Beautiful, sacred Earth Mother, you are the medicine. These are just like 4x6 cards. I only have 3 of those ones left. I have 2 of these ones left. Creator's Child, embrace the story that sculpted your soul, then tell it. And then I have 3 of these ones left. You got this. I have a few bookmarks. So I've got the eagle one, which eagle carries the teaching of love. So she's this eagle medicine spirit. And then this one, beautiful, sacred Earth Mother, you are the medicine. She's carrying some sage. And then trust the journey. And this is Grandmother Dear. So I have a few of those ones. I do have some stickers. Anything you're interested in, you can just email me. I'll put my email in the description box. It's artbythemetismama@gmail.com. Once these are all gone, I'll order more stickers, but I'm not ordering any more until those are gone. I have one spiritual kit left. Let me just zoom out just a tiny bit. Okay, you do get a medicine doll prayer with this. You get some beads and wire, some like yarns, stuffing, like, it's not stuffing, it's like this kind of fabric. This is a doll I'm actually working on right now. It's a little sneak peek. I hand molded that face. It's going to be a little shaman doll or medicine man doll. But this is the kind of fabric that I use for the base of the doll if I can get it. It's my favorite fabric to use because of the thickness and it's lightweight. So it makes a really great foundation for a doll. So that's what you get in here for the foundation of this doll. And then you get a variety of different fabrics. This is blessed fabric that I got from a temple in Calgary. My friend did, actually, not me. There's some faux flowers in there. And some hair for the doll. So this is, I have one of these, but I am going to be making more of these. They're a little bit of a toned down version of the kits that I do in the boxes. So they're not as expensive because they don't have as much stuff. I need to order more supplies to do the bigger kits. I'm getting low on supplies, so I decided just to do a few of these sort of simpler versions. This is my first one I've done. I haven't yet to do more, but they are coming. I have this little beautiful deer medicine doll, Trusting. So she is available. It's the only one I have. I have to make faces for the other ones. So yeah, so I have a bunch of these kids junk journals too. Oops, sorry. I haven't sold any of these yet, which surprises me because they're way cuter than my other ones, I think. People seem to like the kits though, more than they like just buying them on their own. The smaller ones anyways. They're intended for children, but of course anybody can use them. So I have those. And I only have one cedar spirit doll. It's called the Warrior. And it comes with a beautiful message here on being a warrior. And then I have 3 of these left, junk journal in a jar. So these I have a video on. You can watch that video to learn more about them, but they do come each with a mini junk journal and then an extra set of stuff to make your own mini junk journal, and then everything you need to decorate your junk journal. And I still have yet to do a video on how you would use one of these, so that is going to be happening too at some point. It's hard to do videos because my 7-year-old is home And he's very, very high needs. I have my teenager upstairs watching him right now, and it's getting a little chaotic up there. But yeah. I do sell these individual faces as well if you're ever interested, and they're $2 each. You can just make your own spirit doll, and I do have a tutorial on these. It's in my playlist here on my channel. So I just need to take pictures of these so that with numbers attached to them, so people can let me know what face they want to use for their doll, because I have a variety of different faces. Let's see, here's another one. I think that's it for this batch. Yeah, that's all I have for this batch. So if you're interested in any of these faces, you're just going to have to describe the face or screenshot it and circle which face that you want. I need to work on taking pictures of these and numbering them. Then people can just say, I want face number 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever. So I have those. And I am, like I said, working on more junk journals, small and large. So those will be coming soon. So wait for those. But essentially that's all I have. I do have my printables though. These are always available. I can email them to you. So I have the ribbon skirt girls that you can color in yourself, and there's 4 different kinds. And you got 1 feather. Then I have my eyes open printables for faces, so you can do your own spirit dolls or your own mixed media art. Then I have the eyes closed. Then I have these medicine wheel ones, grandmother turtle, blueberry ceremony. Jackson, is your window open in your room?
I think so.
Okay. Hang on, I'm just going to pause this video for 1 second. Okay. Strawberry ceremony, I said that one already, right? Blueberry ceremony. I got grandmother bear printables. I'll just zoom on a little bit more. I got grandmother owl. I have these whimsical girls with the hearts. And I got a Métis themed one. If you're not sure what Métis is, because I know a lot of people don't know what Métis is, and I have explained it in other videos. My business name is artbythemetismama, and Métis is spelled like this. It's actually got a little accent over the E. Here's my business logo. Art by the Métis Mama, so you can see that there's a little accent over the E. And Métis is a distinct culture that was started when settlers came to Canada, and many of them married into Indigenous families, First Nations families here in Canada, and created a mixed culture that honors both sides of their culture, both the European side, which is usually Scottish, French, or English, and the Indigenous, which was often Cree, Ojibwe. I'm sure there's others, but I know that where I'm from, the birth of the Métis people came from the Red River settlement in Manitoba. And my grandfather was the second native to be ordained a minister in Canada, and his name was Reverend James Nelson Satie, and he was born in the Red River settlement on the Nelson River, and he founded Stanley Mission in northern Saskatchewan. And so, yeah, there's a huge Anglican influence in a lot of native cultures, especially Cree, where I'm from, because of colonialism. And so a lot of my work is around helping people remember the truth of who they are, reconnecting with their roots and culture and spirit, and embracing our spiritual heritage and healing from intergenerational trauma as a result of colonialism and the church. So not that the church is bad, because I know a lot of amazing people that go to church and that have wonderful hearts and stuff, but back in the day it did do a lot of damage to our culture. So that's what Métis people are a mix. So I'm mixed Cree, Scottish Métis. That's just a little history. Here is some 7 sacred teachings, spirit dolls. These are traditional First Nation teachings. Cree people don't have 7 sacred teachings, I am told, but other elders have told me that they do. So I don't know if that's true or not. But I've learned a lot about these teachings over the years, and they're an important part of my journey in learning about the different teachings, so I include them in my artwork. I do have coloring sheets too. These are just by donation. If you're ever interested in any, I just ask for a small donation, whatever you want. If you can't afford a donation, that's fine. I can just send them to you. But yeah, I'll have more printables to come. I'm always trying to create new things, and I think that's it for what I have for sale. So we're going to move on to the next portion of this video, which is when I do a trade, what do I like to trade? So let's hang on. Let me just gather some stuff. I'm going to pause this video for a second again, and I'm going to gather some stuff. Okay, I'm back. I just had to give my kids a little bit of a talking to. Okay. So, when I do trades, people often ask me, what are some of the things that you like to trade? And I, of course, love anything that I can use in my art. So some of the things I like using in my art are keys. I love all kinds of keys, all kinds of feather charms are nice, different sizes. These are fun. I got these at the little toy factory here, this little town not far from Leslieville. Whenever they have them now and I have extra money, I buy these, because I use these in journal kits. I'll put them as charms in journal kits. So sometimes I use them on my own journals, but a lot of times they end up going in kits. I like any kind of charms. I'm always looking for charms that I can use on my cedar spirit dolls, on my bundle wrap spirit dolls, on journal charms, any kind of beads. I love glass beads. I love paper beads, fabric beads. I got both of these bracelets from the thrift store specifically for the hearts on them. And the key, this one has like a key and a little dragonfly there. There's a little butterfly. Another, flower. Or is that a flower? What is that? I think it's a flower. Oh, it's 2 hands holding a flower. And a hat. So these are really fun because I can take them apart. Let's see, what else do I have in here? That's a watch piece. There's all kinds of fun stuff in here. So any kind of these sort of trinkets for doll making and journal making are amazing. So of course I love, who doesn't love buttons? I prefer to use vintage buttons if I can find them, or natural buttons, like these are seashells. I love big buttons like this. Most of the buttons I have in here are kind of boring. This one's a nice button. So this is a beautiful button. So I like buttons that have a little bit of character to them, right? And I'm really drawn to these bigger buttons. I'm not a huge fan of the plastic, but I will use them, you know, but if they're fun and whimsical, I love it. I'm all about the whimsy. Let's see, what else do we got here? Like I said, I love charms. I'm always looking for small charms for my dolls. This is another bracelet that I thrifted that I'm going to use to make some Masago spirit dolls, which are the spirit, the star people dolls that I make. So here's a variety of different charms that I have, which I'm getting low on. So I'm always looking for those as well, which, I mean, I already said, but I like different sizes. Okay, what else? Let's see. Where is my, oh, I think they're upstairs. We'll just use this one maybe. Oh no, there's nothing in there. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. This is my little, ephemera stuff for making small journal packs like this. So I have different boxes for different reasons. So this one is all the ephemera that I would use for the small journal stuff. So it's tiny stickers, tiny words and faces of mine, cards, you know, there's some tea tags in here, stamps, all this kind of stuff. There's some Tim Holtz dolls. I love it all for my mini junk journal kits. Okay, so there's those. Of course, who doesn't love the stickers? So not only do I need use stickers for my mini junk journal kits, I use stickers of all sizes for kids junk journals, adult junk journals. So in here has a variety of different stickers, which there isn't as much variety as I'd like because I used up so many of my stickers before, and I only did a small Temu haul of stickers recently. So these are some of my personal stickers actually, which maybe I should put those somewhere else. Okay. All right, so stickers are always fun to use for kits. Then I love beads of all different sizes. So this is my mixed beads, and it doesn't matter if they're all mixed like this because I use these for like making journal charms. So they don't have to be matching, and I don't want them to be matching. So that's why they're not separated in that way. So as you can see, it's everything from wood beads to glass beads to crystal beads. I like chip beads, like these chip crystal beads. Those are great too. I love more the natural beads, but anything that does the job for what I do. Then I have big beads in here. Of course, I do prefer natural beads, but again, it doesn't matter. I love these glass beads. They're so cool and whimsical. I got these. I think I thrifted this bag. And the reason why I got these ones, I know typically wouldn't get these kind of sort of plastic beads, but this reminded me of a UFO, so I had to get them. And they've actually turned out to be fun beads to work with, even though they're plastic, because the designs are cool on them. They make fun journal charms. This is like real turquoise. So as you can see, there's a mix of different kinds of beads in here. I'm always thrifting for beads to use for making spirit doll kits. Oops, I lost a bead. Journal charms and so forth. Okay, so there's those. Now, when it comes to fabric, I love any kind of sari silk fabric. I don't like the kind of like silk scarf type of fabrics, but I like sari silk type fabric, if that makes sense. Let me see. So this is all like blessed fabric that I've got, and I have tons of this, so I really don't need more of it, but come on, it's fabric. Fabric is fun, right? So I love any kind of blinged out fabric like this to somebody gifted me this bag with these strawberries on them, and look at these little strawberry fairies. Aren't they adorable? So this kind of fabric would catch my eye. Anything with blueberries, anything with owls, deer, bear, you know, any kind of First Nations sort of Canadian wilderness theme type stuff would be great. Let's see, what else do I have here that I can show you? This is from one of those like wraps that you get that people wear as skirts in the summertime. And I buy these and I actually use them as towels. But sometimes you find them and they're ripped, and so I wash them and I rip them up, and they're great for spirit doll making. I love batik stuff. Like my friend Kim, she's a healer and artist out of Cochrane. She makes these batik bags with like wax and dyes, and they're just so simplistic and beautiful. I absolutely love them. So I keep some of my inspirational words in here for doll making. But yeah, this kind of fabric is beautiful. I love lots of color. Any kind of like geometric, like this sort of style, because it reminds me of sort of the like Southwest native style. That's nice. I love florals, but I'm not crazy about certain types of florals. Let's see here. I love anything with stars. I love, oh, this fabric is beautiful. I only have a small piece of it left, but it's kind of similar to that orange one I just showed you. These are all my scrap fabrics. So I love scraps because I use them. I use a lot of small scraps. So if you have scraps that you want to get rid of and you don't know what to do with them, I'm the person to send them to. I like any kind of furs, but I do have a lot of fur, so I don't need any more. However, if you have fur that you're like, you know what it kind of fur it is, because my friend gave me a whole bunch of fur and I don't know what it is because he thrifted it all, or people gave it to him and he didn't know the names of a lot of the furs. So I just throw them in my spirit doll making fabric bin, and then people can use it because I don't know what it is. I mean, I know some of them are mink, and I did have like, this is fox fur. So if I know what it is, then I want it, because then I can add it to a doll and I can say, hey, this is what this is, and I know what it is. But like this one, some of it's fake fur though too. I think this one is a fake one, but anyways, so there's that. I have enough ribbon. However, saying that, let me see here, where is my, can't find it, but I'll just show you one of these ones. These are dolls that my kids made when they're younger. Of course I helped them. And these are cedar spirit dolls. So these are the dolls. These are one of my most popular dolls. They're a big seller. I sell a lot of these. And I always use a thick ribbon on the base of the skirt. So I'm always looking for thick ribbon. And they are about, 2 inches. So this one's 2 inches and this one's like 1.5 inches. So I'm always looking for this thicker style of ribbon. So if you ever want to do a trade with me and you're like, have all this thicker ribbon that you're not going to use, send it to me because I love that kind of ribbon. Let's see, what else can I share with you? Of course, I like anything natural, you know, gemstones. Like here's a big piece of turquoise that somebody gifted me that I'm just hoarding because I love it so much. But I do plan on putting out on a spirit doll one day when I find the right doll that goes with this chunk of turquoise. It'll go on that doll. But for now, it just gets put up here on my shelf in my craft room. So maybe what I'll do, I'll just take I will take this off the wall. Not off the wall, off the stand, and flip you around this way. So you can kind of see. I would love more stencils. I feel like I don't have enough stencils. Those are only ones I have. I love Tim Holt stuff. His stuff is amazing. I like old paintbrushes like this, like hang on, let's go this way. There we go. Sorry. Yeah, there's my stencils. I keep these, and I'm just going to zoom out a bit more. There we go. I keep these because they make great foundations for doll making. I make these type of dolls called soul artist dolls, and you can see me make those on my YouTube channel here. Just look at my playlist. I believe there's a video on them there. I even keep smaller paintbrushes, but I really don't need any more unless they're really colorful and full of a lot of dried paint. Then I will take them because they make great decorations for the tops of the heads of my soul artist dolls. So old paintbrushes are amazing. Love those, and it's a great way to upcycle as well. Of course, any kind of art supplies are nice. Washi tapes, glue sticks. I prefer Elmer's glue. Any kind of stamps. I don't have a whole lot of stamps, but there are some there. What else? I have enough cards, but I mean, they're fun, right? These are old wooden spools. I like using these on my Cedar Spirit dolls. Not Cedar Spirit dolls, Soul Artist dolls. I put thread on them and I dress them up and I add them to the tops of their heads. I like anything from making magnets. Here's one butterfly girl I made. I just ran out of magnets, so I don't have her for sale yet because I don't have a magnet for her. What else can I share that I like? Of course, I like all kinds of papers, but I think most of us junk journals have a lot of papers. But if you do want to send me some papers, I love any kind of Indigenous First Nation style things. Like in here, I have, especially if it's like Canadian wilderness. I'm not really drawn to other types of wilderness, like if it's like an African scene or Australian, things like that. I'm not drawn to it because it's not from my country. I prefer local. Where's my Indigenous stuff? I thought I put it in here. Maybe I put it somewhere else. Anyways, any kind of like native type stuff. Like here is a local magazine it's called Alberta Native News, and it's got like native art and pictures throughout the newspaper. So I use these all the time in my junk journals. So I like stuff like that. Of course, I like any kind of scrapbooking paper. I'm always constantly running out of scrapbooking paper like this. I don't like, that's my last couple sheets there. I love wrapping paper. I'm not too in love with this one, but I've thrifted this vintage one right here and I love it so much. So just because of the colors more than anything. I love bright colors. So old wrapping paper, new wrapping paper, I love it all. It's all great for using in junk journals. I love the brown craft paper. What else? Just kind of looking around my studio here to see, like, I use a lot of embroidery thread too for doll making for hair. So like this kind of stuff. My most popular colors that I use for doll making for hair are black, white, blonde, and brown. And then I use all colors, as you can see here. I use all of these. And I prefer using embroidery thread over yarn because it's not frizzy. So that is something that's great to find. You know, I'm very simplistic in my art, so I don't have a lot to say that I want, because I try to keep things simple. I love watercolor paper, so I'm always needing watercolor paper. I love coloring book sheets. And hello, let's see. Where's the, okay, hi. Sorry. And then lastly, I love some of the things I love other than the indigenous. I'm gonna put you on my camera stand actually. There, how's that? Hi. Oh. Stay. It doesn't want to stay. Okay. Okay, it's not wanting to stay, so I'll just do this. Okay, so medicines. I love any kind of herbs. So whether it's sage, cedar, sweetgrass, tobacco, like ceremonial tobacco, obviously. You know, mullein, mugwort, lavender, like any kind of medicinal herbs, and our teas are nice. I love those. I love a chocolate. Milk chocolate's my favorite, and mint chocolate, and coconut chocolate. I love Anna Green Gables, so anything to do with Anna Green Gables is amazing. My favorite color is turquoise. My favorite stone is turquoise. What else? What else can I share? No, I think that kind of covers a lot of what I like. And I love sprays. I love essential oils. I love essential oil sprays. All of those things I can use in my spiritual workshops. Yeah, stuff like that. I love butterflies, butterfly wings, paper, die-cut butterflies, dragonflies, bees. I love bumblebees, and I love vintage ephemera, yeah, things like that. So I think that kind of covers most of the things I like, and I just want to say thank you for listening to me and wanting to know the things that I like. I get asked this question constantly, and I've been meaning to do a video on this for a while, and I just haven't done it. So because people are just so considerate and thoughtful, and sorry, I keep moving back and forth and I'm probably making you guys dizzy. Hang on. There. I love Kelly Ray Roberts, as you can see. She's my favorite artist. I also love Jennifer. If you go check out her Instagram, it's Soul Whispers Art, something like that. This is one of her dolls that she made, and she's actually the first person who inspired me in doll making. I love these little quartz crystals. They're so pretty. Very simplistic little doll, and it's paper clay. I used to make paper clay dolls too. I was inspired by Jennifer. That's not my favorite thing to work with though. I find it cracks kind of easily. I prefer working with regular clay. She also made this one here, which I'm in love with, but the horn is cracked. I mean, the antler's cracked. Isn't it beautiful? I made this one here. This one was made by another artist named Shelly, Soul Dolls. And it's made out of wool, and isn't it gorgeous? I made this little Kokum doll, and my friend made this one. So this was my mom's. It's not something I would typically buy for my art space, but because it was my mom's, I kept it. And but I do love fairies too. I really love fairies. So any kind of fairy pictures or whatever are cute to use in journals. This one was made by Pulp Anatomy, and it's so cute. I love it. Yeah, these ones I got from Red Apple here in Rocky, and I'm gonna redo them, but not in love with the faces, so I'm gonna put my own faces on that. And I like Sasquatch, anything to do with Sasquatch. So this is my artwork, and I plan on keeping that one. It's in honor of red clover. Red clover really helped me when I was healing from stage 4 cervical cancer. So I love that piece so much. I don't usually keep my own artwork, but that one I decided I couldn't let her go. So she's going to be with me for a long time. I think that's it. I don't know what else to share. So, oh, and I love tissue paper. I have a little basket of it there. And feathers, natural feathers are nice too. And faux flowers. This is my other bin of stuff. Maybe I'll share that before I go. This will be the last thing I share. So this is, mushrooms are nice too. I like any kind of mushroom stickers or faux mushrooms like this. I already said butterfly wings. Faux flowers are in here. What else is in here? Any kind of like leaves or vines. Anything that would be cool on a spirit doll. Right, and then down here I have like seashells. I have little bottles, like these little bottles that you can put medicines and stuff in them. Those are fun. And there's my little crystal wands right there. I always need those. Those go quick when I'm making spirit dolls. These, people love these for making spirit dolls. These little jingle bells. So yeah, any kind of natural things that come from the land are really nice for making spirit dolls with. So that's it. So thank you again for thinking of me. Always really touches my heart when people want to give me things that I'll actually use, and I really appreciate it. So thanks again for everything. And please like and subscribe to this video and this channel and like the video. Okay, talk to you guys later. Bye.